Greetings and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, where the Mexican Socialist Republic, long has it been abandoned and neglected by its great and glorious leaders, but now its time to re-emerge has come, for there have been echoes, murmurings emerging from the black site at Project 17 of something detected, possibly in the far future, in the deep reaches of space. Some Leviathan stirs. But that, of course, is all for another time. For now, the Mexican Socialist Republic must focus on situations and, indeed, threats of a much more terrestrial and near-term nature. For our war with the mighty United States continues, and Gallardo Magna, the most charismatic man alive, the only man who can be ignored for, I don't know, like a month or more, and yet still retain a manicured mustache to which even the winner of the International Best Mustache Award 2017 would be, just proud and indeed extremely jealous also, almost certainly. That's like next year. It's not even this year. It's like a future winner of said Mustache Award ceremony, I'm sure, right now is on his knees, whimpering to himself that he is not a patch on Gallardo Magna. But who would be? Who could be? I tell you, nobody. Where are you, Gallardo? I think you're up here in the Mexican state of California, the reclaimed Mexican state of California. What? I kind of, I might have forgotten a little bit what's been going on. Not having paid attention to the beautiful Mexican Socialist Republic for such a long time, but it seems that I left California in a rather poorly defended state. I'm not sure if I did this on purpose. It seems unlikely. Maybe Gallardo has some kind of plan. Maybe he has been, smoking his Cuban cigars and drinking his tequila and getting himself into a right old state and then sort of, convincing himself, obviously, that his forces are so awesome, so magnificent that they can repel anyone and everyone. Is this a good idea? Do you think we should maybe, abandon this northern section and try and sort of focus our forces down here to protect the southern section in the event that... You know what? That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Clearly, Gallardo, I have great respect for your bravery and, your belief in your men. But I think what we're going to do is we're just going to pull back here. We're just going to pull back and kind of maybe even sort of notch it down another one if we can. And just make sure that we don't lose San Francisco. Because, we can lose up here. There's nothing here. It's literally just a mountain range, a single port, which is useful for supply, but we have other ports. We have a port in San Francisco. And, of course, that is the flower port. And it is the main entry point into California for shipments of tequila, Cuban cigars, and presumably sombreros as well. Which are also very important for the locals. We have a lot of people with no belonging to orders, but no thing assigned, no orders assigned. Belonging to an army, but no order assigned. So let's assign these people to these orders. Let's actually get Gallardo. All of your guys. Possibly not. That's possibly not what I meant to do. All of the army to be assigned to this front line. Army assignment. I've forgotten how to play. Can you tell? Division assignment mode. Assign yourselves to there. There we go. Fine. Good. And then we will also adjust this. Hold on. Let's do it properly here. Let's do it properly. We're going to pull the front line back. Pull the front line back, Gallardo. Back to here. Here. Yeah, there. Look. There's something nice here. There is a place called Sacra. Possibly Sacramento, presumably Sacramento. It's Sacra Bleu anyway, and we're going to defend it. So there we go. All of you people, division assignment mode, assign yourselves to here. Pull these tanks back. 3 tanks. Those tanky Ultimos, they are going to hold the line. You have no fear of that. The line will be well and truly held. And if not by them, then by these brave forces, the Division de Infanterias, who have been with us for such a very long time and will almost certainly hold of the line today and tomorrow and for the rest of the week, hopefully. Good. All right. The rest of you guys, I guess, can just kind of like make your way up here and defend the line there. We've got this army here, which is that who's guarding this border here? Is that you? Is that Bustamante? That is Bustamante. Bustamante is coming in to protect the southern Californian region here, and of course the city of Lost Angels, who are general worshippers of Martin Bustamante, because angels love the busting of mantis. That's what I've been told anyway. Good. All right. Everything else is obviously also equally dodgy looking. Have we got troops coming down the line? We must have troops coming down the line. We do. Look, we've got Division de Unicornios coming. We've got Infanteria Bravados coming. We've got Tanky Maximos coming, although probably not for a little while. Tanky Ultimos, Mech Chicos. Did we make like new modern tanks as well? Are these modern tanks? Heavy tanks. Can we make these modern tanks? Can we create a new modern tank division? Do we have the army experience? We might have the army experience. Division designer. We want a new division. A new division. All new. New division. And this, of course, will be the Tanky Modernos! Modano! Tanky Modano? Hold on. Moderno! Oh, I was so close. So close. But no cigar. There we go. Tanky Modernos. And these will be armored divisions. Modern tanks. Modern tanks. Oh, yes. Bring me my modern tanks of doom and destruction. We'll just have, like, in order to benefit from the modern tank speed, we actually can't really combine them with anything else. So we're going to remove all of these. We don't need these infantry divisions. We don't need these rocket divisions. We'll just have 2 rows of modern tanks. That gives us a combat width of 20, which I guess is fine. We can kind of combine them with other stuff. We've got all of these other little bits and pieces knocking about. I mean, we could probably produce them quicker if we like cut the division size, but let's leave it like that for now. 2 rows of modern tanks in the Tanky Moderno divisions of awesomeness, who are ready to rock and roll across the world, or at least they're ready to begin training across the world. Obviously not actually begin rocking and rolling for quite a while yet. We will spawn these guys in down here. They're going to be rolling out across the Americas in no time at all. We will add 4. We'll get 4 of those on the go. I guess that means we probably want to make these the last of them. In fact, let's get rid of couple of these Tanky Maximo divisions that are now beginning to age. They're beginning to show their age a little bit. And we want these to be just 1. And we'll do the same for the Tanky Ultimos, and we'll see how Tanky Modernos go as they come on stream. We'll need to begin production for that as well, obviously. Modern tanks, assume we don't actually have modern tanks in production at the moment. We do not. We don't have any spare military factories, and in fact we're not even building any rocket interceptors, any Buck Rogers rocket interceptors at the moment. I will unpause it, I promise. I just need to, like, it's been such a long time. We don't need all of this advanced artillery. Look, we only actually have a need for 2, so let's drop that down. That's looking better. We do have a need of close air support. Obviously, our air boys, the Mexican air boys, as they are well known, need to be allowed to fly about the place. Strategic bombers apparently filled. Do we have any nukes? Oh, we've got 2 nukes. We're sitting on 2 nukes. 2 nukes in the bag. It seems we're our naval production of canoe-based naval offense and defense seems to be suffering somewhat. We'll have to do something about that. But first, let's get some modern tanks under construction, as many as we can, basically. As soon as new factories come on stream, we will begin production of them. We do have a slight logistical problems. It's true, not logistical problems. What am I talking about? Trade problems. We have a lack of resources. We have a need of rubber. A great deal of rubber. We have an excess of chromium. We also have an enormous need for steel. A massive excess of massive surplus of tungsten. Massive, enormous surplus of oil. I mean, look at this oil. It's crazy. We've got more oil than we can shake Mexican sticks at. Well, fine. Do we want a national focus whilst we're here? Are there any national focus? Special forces. Go on. We might as well. We might as well get that. I mean, what else are we going to do with it? With all of that influence and political power? I just don't know. We've got 1.4 million people in reserves waiting to go and do the thing. I think that's it. I think we're good, right? Let's just quickly check down here in the south. It looks like we're being attacked. The Americanos, are these Americans? These Americanos are trying to invade in the region now owned and protected by the clownish ass kickers of Ramon Sales, who is obviously needing to defend the way. Look, let's bring some more troops in to protect and defend the homeland. Protect and defend the homeland, boys. Repel those American fools. Should we just leave this for the Brazilians to take? Look, there's like Brazilians around here. They're definitely going to take it. We're like deep in Brazilian territory right now, so we'll just let them have it. They are our friends, after all. One of the true and long-standing friends of the Mexican Socialist Republic is the Brazilian Socialist Republic, although it did take them quite a long time to realize it, I grant you. Oh, look at just the extent of our empire. It's just glorious. Alright, good, fine. We've got like sea battles going on here that we're really not doing very well at. I think we're probably researching. Yeah, we've got carriers coming down, giant canoes that we can man with our aeroplanes, which hopefully will allow us to even the score there a little bit. We've got like our rockets, our awesome rocket attack things, which unfortunately I don't think we're actually being able to make use of them particularly, because they're probably more for attacking cities and things, but you know, we like the fact that we've got them. Anyway, let's unpause it. We're unpausing it. We've unpaused it. Gallardo Magna, in a desperate act to shore up our defences here, has issued the orders to pull back and abandon Northern California. We will, of course, go in and recapture this. I just don't want to be stuck in a position. Look, there they go! Oh, what did I say? Alright, I'm going to pause it again. I'm sorry. What did I say? It was so undefended. It seems the Americans have realised just how poorly defended we were. It may well be that there have been patches to this game as well since the last time I played that has improved AI. So, oh my god, look at this. We Mexicans have come under serious attack. Alright, we're sort of winning a reasonable amount over here. Louis Farrell is holding the line reasonably well, although we may well lose Houston by the looks of it. Look, we've got severe problems down here. Great. Well. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? How are we going to hold this? Oh, I don't know. I just don't know. We almost need to sort of unpause it and just see what happens. We could drop a nuke. We've got 2 nukes in the bag. We could drop a nuke to kind of alleviate us a little bit. Look, we want you. We do actually want you to pull back. Look at this. They're going to collapse so quickly. 2s and 3s. Should we drop a nuke? Look, we're going to drop a nuke. Here we go. We're going to drop a nuke here. Gallardo's forces. It is of paramount importance that we protect Gallardo forces. In fact, Gallardo Magna himself is probably out here with one of these divisions of Unicornios. Out just kind of like milling about. So we're going to nuke there. And this one is doing alright actually. So when those troops come back, when those tanks come back, we might well be fine. Good. Alright, I'm just going to unpause it and see what happens. Are we ready for this? We're going to like take the entire front line in, the whole picture, and we're just going to watch as these numbers rally to me, men of the Mexican Socialist Republic, in the name of the workers' revolution, as we've succeeded over here. So these troops are actually coming down already. That's fine. Good. Unpause it again. Rally to the forces of Gallardo Magna, to the men and women of the tequila factories. Look at the green across the board. The speech has done its work. We're still losing a bit down here near Houston, but we have repelled them, so let's bring down a couple of these tanks just to make sure that we can hold on to Houston there. Oh, look at the green. All of the green. The speeches have simply empowered the Mexican peoples and armies and things. Look, here we're having a bit of a problem. One of you can come down here as well. Seem to be holding the line just fine there. You're just standing there. It looks like he's smoking a cigarette. You're just smoking a cigarette there. Or, well, he's either like smoking a Cuban cigar, or possibly he's like, taking like a shot of tequila. I think it might be a shot of tequila. Can you blame him? If I were in this situation, I might well be taking shots of tequila as well. We seem to have lost a bit of territory here. We don't really want to lose that bit of territory, but can we like counterattack? Get back in there. We are losing pretty badly here. We've got 3 tanks coming in though, so that ought to hold us there. You keep coming back, man. Keep coming back. These guys might well get cut off, which would not be ideal. Let's unpause it. Come on, boys. In you come. In you come. Get back. Fall back to San Francisco. Fall back to the flowery city, and there we shall prevail. All right, let's pause it again and quickly check. It looks like everything is going well across the frontier here. I'm not sure if the nuke has exploded yet. Presumably it has. Where is it? Nuke? Have you been nuked? Do you look a bit nuked? It looks a bit poorly. Look, I mean, look, they've got like skulls next to them, so let's just assume that the nuke landed on them and has totally swung it in our favor. In fact, maybe that's why their morale suddenly sort of collapsed a little bit. Alright, you know what? Fall back behind the river. Better to hold the river, I guess, here. You seem to be doing alright, so you can hold on there. We might lose. Let's separate this division and send one in to support these troops to drive back our American foes before us, like the bourbon drinkers that they are. We know your sort. Drinkers of the bourbon instead of the hallowed tequila. You shall not export your evil ways to us, foul drinkers of bourbon. It's working. I think it's working. More or less it's working. We need to shore up here a little bit. You can hold that line. I think Bustamante is doing pretty well. I think we're actually pushing back, recapturing some territory here. The rest of the front line is holding. Let's unpause it again. He might get cut off, that's the only problem here. Look, he's got 10 troops. 10 troops trying to break through. Come on, get in there. Hold the line. Hold the line. Nobody gets through no matter what. We seem to have held. We seem to have more or less held. Look, we're going to recapture here. Yes! Drive them back! Your American tanks are no match for our tanky Ultimos. They are as nothing to our brave and thoroughly well-trained and fueled by tequila troops. I don't know where all these guys are going. We've got people just driving about the place like crazy. We seem to have left some areas somewhat undefended. I think you should get back here. I don't know where you think you're going. Get up there. You can get up there. Good. Let's turn the tide. Let's turn the tables on us. Alright, now come back into here. You come back into here. I think it's possible that Louis Farrell thinks he's got some kind of great plan to defend this part of the country, and that's why he's bringing loads of troops back. But frankly, we've got to protect this whole border. Otherwise, swathes of the Mexican Socialist Republic are going to be substantially at threat. We also need to hold on to the great prize of California, even if we have to sacrifice Northern California. Let's just concentrate some forces here. Come on, get stuck in there. Drive them back, my glorious soldiers. The Skyboys are in, dropping various forms of lead and death down upon our enemies. The nuke has fallen, and I'm sure it upset them mightily. Probably not the most effective use of a nuclear bomb, but you know, I'm sure it did the job at the time. It gave us a little bit of breathing room. I think we've avoided abject disaster. You can go up there too. Minus 45. Look, he's got a lot of troops. It's got so very many troops. We're just going to have to leave Louis Farrell, I think, to distribute his troops along the border as he sees fit, because he's going to get really upset if we don't let him do that. We're probably not going to win here, so let's stop this attack and just hunker down for a second. Immediate threat has been somewhat contained. We still have a bit of a dire situation here in California, but I think we'll be alright. Attack into there. Gallardo Magna protecting Sacramento. He has made it his de facto capital of California. No more! I mean, the flower capital of San Francisco and, of course, Los Angeles remain Great and glorious locations, not least of which because, of course, of the propensity to watch many, many fine movies of the Mexican film industry. We're going to take it. We've taken it, and we've cut off these 4 American troops. The fools! They thought that they could invade the glorious Mexican Socialist Republican Californian region, and they shall be captured and reconditioned into true Mexican form, which is the fate that the whole of the Americas ultimately will face, probably. I mean, you know, assuming we're actually able to hold out here, which we seem to be doing. We seem to be doing it reasonably well. That we've stabilized the situation in California. Gallardo Magna more or less has managed to stabilize things. We've got more troops coming in. We're losing a little bit here. We've got a tank coming in though to provide additional assistance. This tank, I don't know where it thinks it's going. Just go in there if you're not needed where you are. The rest of the troops are holding out. The air boys are raining death down upon them. Look, we're going to need to just move away for a second and just make sure that things are okay down here. It looks like we have successfully prevented the Americans from attacking. Look, we can totally attack them back. Can we succeed? Can we win if we do that? Let's attack as well. Tank's coming in too. Oh, the tank's coming in too. Do we have any flyboys in the area? Can we deploy any flyboys? Look, we've got some close air support. We'll have them, and we've also got some tactical bombers. We'll have them. Once those have deployed, we'll bring them in, and they can. We'll hold off the attack until such time as they come. It looks like we might be able to just sort of island hop along here. Maybe take that, do a quick boat trip across, invade here, and then island hop all the way around. The islands will be mine. They will be great and wonderful holiday destinations for future. You still not managed to take this, Brazil. You've still not managed to take this thing. I left it for you to take, and you've just completely failed to do so. Well, if it's not done by the time I've taken these islands, I'm coming back for that territory. Do you understand? Truck Chicos guarding the Panama Canal, obviously. It's a very vital and important region for us to protect and guard. There's some Brazilian troops just sort of like, oops, stay in the Panama Canal. There's some Brazilian troops just hanging out in Mexico, you know, availing themselves of our various and assorted wares and services and goods and other such things. Alright, strike back vengeance time. All of you lot, you can't actually attack there because you're being attacked. Strike back vengeance will have to wait for a bit. Is it paused? I keep pausing it. It's like I just go for the pause button in abject panic all the time. Alright, we're just going to assume that our boys can hold. They seem to be holding right now. Look, we're sort of like winning quite a lot across large swathes of the battles. So that's good. Let's take a quick look at our alerts and see if there's anything that we need to do. Modify government. We can change our ship designer. Yeah, we're not going to do that right now. Unread naval battle reports. We'll continue to have losses at sea. That's not ideal. We have free naval dockyards. Air wings with no missions. Oh, look, the air wings are available. Excellent. All right, let's not pause it. Standing by. Right, we want to go in this region. Both of you guys. Close air support. Yes. Now, Ramon Sales, clone brother of our glorious leader, the most magnificent and wonderful... What's our leader called? What's he called? Dionyso Enka, of course. Dino Enka. Ramon Sales, clone brother of Dino Enka, charging in with his air support, trying to take these islands for the holiday destination resorts that we eventually want them to become. We'll just leave him to hopefully achieve success in that front. On that front, meanwhile, we are achieving success across the front line. I'm so proud of the magnificent forces of the Mexican Socialist Republic right now. The Revolutionary Army, against unspeakable odds, are holding out like absolute champions. In fact, I think we can take the fight to the enemy here. Look, let's attack. Drive them back, try and cut down the length of our border so that we can, you know, we can have more concentrated forces. Clearly, that's the way to go. Look, we're driving them out. They're trying to sort of like come in from time to time, but it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. You shall not prevail. It's good. It's really good. It's really good. Slowly but surely, we are driving them before us. Anywhere where we can push forward without lengthening our line, we want to do it. We'll push attack here as well. Yes. Yes! Fear me, Americanos. Fear the might and power of the Mexican Revolutionary Army as we drive you before us. We're back to 2 nukes as well. Back to our reserve of 2 nukes. We could just start nuking their cities. Like, what it does, I think, is it affects their sort of their like war tiredness. Whatever it is that it does it here somewhere. I'm pretty sure about that. The boffins have completed researching the Carrier Mark I canoe, giant canoe, brought to us by Frank from down behind the shops, which is great. Let's take a look at that. We can get rid of this. I guess our plan must have been to continue developing more and better carriers. It's either that or battle canoes, but you know, we've kind of started, so let's just continue with the carrier canoes for now. I mean, is that the right thing to do? I just don't know. I don't know. But as it is being performed by the glorious Mexicans, presumably it is. Non-aggression pact request from the Equatorial Socialist Republic. Sure, Equatorial Socialist Republic. Let's go for it. Non-aggression pact from the Dominican People's Republic. I mean, okay. I mean, I kind of covet your lands, but nonetheless. Revolutionary Peru wants us to sign a non-aggression pact. Revolutionary Peru. We have not forgotten that you were, at one time, ours. And, you know, we'll sign a non-aggression pact. In fact, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. We're nobody's patsies. We will not forget that Peru, that's Ecuador. Where's Peru? Wait a minute. Where is Peru? Peru? Peru. Yes, Peru. You with your, like, Lake Titicaca. It is still a sore point in Mexican revolutionary history. The Peru incident, the way that you turned your backs on us, and we will, you know, we will eventually do something about it. But at the moment, you're with Comintern, and you know, kind of our hands are tied slightly. But we're not going to sign a non-aggression pact. So there, insufficient resources. We know we have 3 naval dockyards. Should we start constructing some like Mark I carrier canoes? I don't think it's a very good idea. We seem to have substantially lost production. Why have we lost so much military factories? Oh, are we losing... I've completely forgotten about the German industrial estate. The German industrial estate continues to collapse, conquered by the resurgent Netherlands here. Look, it's a worrying time, but it was inevitable. We knew that we were going to lose the German industrial estate, regardless. Like, the fact that there's kind of a proxy war going on there is reasonably pleasing. It means that obviously the Allies aren't having it all their way, because Russia, the USSR, is indeed, you know, getting stuck in. I think, do we have any troops up here who actually belong to us? We had like one lot that were trying to make it to the sea to flee, but I think they may well have been overrun at some... Oh no, look, here they are. There they are. Where are you? Where are you, my little man? I think this is it right here, look. It's retreating. It's total attrition 56.2%. It's got bad supply. It's being like repeatedly assaulted. It has no path to get to the sea anymore, unfortunately. So basically, it's a bit kajiggered. Should we just go to Graz? It's just going to retreat. All right, fine. You know what? Whatever happens to you, if you eventually make it to the Promised Land, you will be hailed as great and mighty heroes. But if you, what's going on here? What is going on here? Oh, it's okay. That's just the Brazilians still continuing to fail to fight against the aggressors and stuff. Really need to do something about the supply. I don't know how to solve that problem. What are we actually making construction-wise? We've got a whole load of Californian infrastructure repairs going in. We've got more nuclear reactors in the Yucatan Peninsula. Mexico City's getting some infrastructure. There's the lot queued up. There is a lot queued up. I don't think we need to worry too much about that. I mean, we probably could min-max it for better effect, but let's just leave it for the time being. Have they had a breakthrough here? It looks like they may well have had a breakthrough. Oh, we need to stop them. We cannot have them breaking through. Louis Farrell, you are failing in your duty to hold the line here. We expected you to hold the line against attack, and you are not doing that. Advanced rocket engines have been completed by the boffins. Oh, fantastic. What does this give us? It gives us Interceptor 3s, rocket Interceptor 3s, level 3 guided missiles, which I just won a lot of now. Also, we've got an increase in the capabilities of our rocket artillery. Okay, that's good. That's great. We have now, look at how awesome we are. Not to mention, of course, that they plan to go to the moon, and indeed to ultimately spread out into the galaxy, where dark leviathans may be waiting. Infinite void between the stars. But not something we must concern ourselves with now. Right now, we need to pick a new research, and then I think probably that will have to do for now. Should we do a bit of encryption? Let's do a bit of encryption. Is that the right thing to do? Hold on. Doctrines. We're already researching land doctrines. Artillery. We can get advanced rocket artillery. That could be quite handy. Armor. We've basically done everything we need to. Well, apart from possibly researching like AA, SPGs, modern TD, tank destroyers, SPGs, artillery. Should we get some of this so that we can make like a really badass modern tank division? Let's do it. We're going to get some tank destroyers. Good. Fantastic. And on that glorious tank-destroying note of research, not to mention the advanced rocket propulsion technologies that the boffins have now rolled out of Project 17. But what else are they working on? Deep in those dark underground bunkers, what strange and mysterious projects might they be trying to cook up for the future of the Mexican Socialist Republic? Only time will tell, but time, of course, has turned against us, so that will have to do for now. There will be more from the Mexican Socialist Republic in the very near future. It shall not be a long break this time. But until the return, thanks a lot for watching, everyone. I have been Weird Wizard, and I will see you later.